Hello and welcome to another Confusis Plays Minecraft. Today we're just going to be chatting about miscellanea and playing some games, so feel free to feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'm willing to answer anything that isn't under NDA, and saying that I don't actually know that much that's in like secret. We should go this way first. So the aim of me playing tonight is I'm just going to do a bit more sand mining for some glass to redo the nether hub on our map, which is available to SFF Forum Gold subscribers. I'm also going to possibly build some more walls and stuff on my little village that I'm trying to secure. So for those watching now, welcome aboard. Feel free to ask questions about small form factor computing and the like. I'm willing to voice my opinion, as we all know. Drop the bones off. Oh, this way. That's useless. Ah, no way. So if you've never watched one of these streams before, this is the smallformfactor.net private Minecraft server available to our subscribers, and well, it's just a bunch of fun really. We play survival in a creative way, so not hardcore survival, but we do like to build crazy stuff just because. Little lag. So the next 24 to 48 hours we have a couple of streams coming up. Tomorrow New Zealand time / this afternoon American time, I'm going to be streaming basically an overclocking session with the new Gigabyte AM4 AB350N gaming Wi-Fi motherboard, a Ryzen 1600X and some G-Skill memory. And then later on, we're going to have James streaming some more design stuff, as he does. But in about 5 hours' time, we're going to have the low volume podcast as well. So this is it's our birthday weekend for smallformfactor.net, so we're doing a weekend of streaming just to interact with our community just a little bit more. So if you're watching, feel free to ask questions. Fortunately, in this post Computex time, there's not actually much. There's not much news at the moment because everyone released all their stuff. Whoops. Everyone released all their products a couple of months ago. Well, that sucks. Screw it. Jordan's online, isn't he? Yes, he is. That's why I couldn't sleep. I guess we have to do this the old-fashioned way then. What to talk about. Well, we're coming up on Small Form Factor Network's second birthday. We're going to talk a bit more about that in the Low Volume podcast later tonight, but it's been amazing how quickly it's all grown for, well, what effectively is a small community. Good evening, Pixels. I see you joined us in the YouTube chat. Yeah, 2 years ago, well, coming up on 2 years ago, we launched on top of the old the Small Form Factor forum, which had less than 100 members at the time. So on top of that, we launched a news and reviews website, and basically it's grown from there. We've now got over 2,000 members. We've got over 50,000 posts on the forum, which is insane. A resources section, YouTube channel, podcast, zombies apparently. 10 past 9 in the morning. I'm talking to you and talking to you in the YouTube comments in from the future. So it is Saturday night here at 7:10 in the evening. Yeah, it doesn't look fun out there. So as I said earlier, anyone who is watching in the YouTube chat, feel free to ask questions. I'll answer nearly anything. What else do I have to talk about? Coming up content-wise, we've got the Gigabyte AB350N gaming Wi-Fi motherboard, which I will be testing with overclocking tomorrow morning, New Zealand time, and the with stuff like the bifurcation testing and various other things that are of interest to the community. So far, it seems to be quite a good motherboard. It's the layout may not be for everyone's tastes. It is similar to the motherboard I'm running on my main system, which is, I kind of like this layout. It kind of works with certain cases. But it'll be interesting to compare it with the ASRock and BioStar competitor products, which we'll try and get our hands on at some point in the near future. Funks can't seem to see any streaming going on. Well, I can see streaming. My aim is not very good for this. There we go. So to preview the some of the content we're going to be talking about in the low volume podcast tonight, probably talking a bit about AM4 ITX as always, Threadripper, our birthday stuff, maybe a couple of announcements that may be of interest to our community, which is quite exciting. Quit it. That's better. And for the first time in some time, we've actually managed to get all three J's together, which has been quite the challenge since Computex. So we should hopefully have a good little discussion. And of course the Forum Gold subscribers are more than welcome to join us live in the Discord chat. And we will still be streaming the podcast to people to view on YouTube live as well. So if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I see a creeper. Messenger. Who's on Messenger? Wait for the sun to come up. Everyone's watching me. So for those in the YouTube chat who are watching this live, what projects do you have going on at the moment? I'd be interested to know. Sun coming up yet? No, not yet. Didn't mean to do that. Nobody's being very talkative in the YouTube chat this evening. So the name of the game right now for me is I'm trying to harvest enough sand for glass, because we are building we're upgrading our nether hub, which is basically a way we can fast travel around our rather sizable map. And to do that, I kind of plan on having a giant glass ceiling, and to do that I need a lot of sand. Later on I may play some Gary's mod instead. We'll see how this goes, see how much interest we get in the stream. This isn't exactly an ideal time for the North American viewers, but works for me. Anything else to get me? Nope. Clear some of this out the way. Go on, guys, on the YouTube chat. You can talk, you know. Oops. That won't work. There we go. Sneaky creeper. Must be one of the more boring streams on YouTube right now. What projects do I have in the works at the moment? Just finished building our, well, my capture rig. So this is a socket FM2 motherboard, a Blackmagic Intensity Pro capture card, which can take an HDMI, 8 gig of RAM, a couple of solid state drives, and it's basically being used as a media ingest service. So when I take photos for reviews, they go straight onto that server, and I can access them over the network via on my laptop or on my desktop. Tomorrow's stream will be captured via that, so we'll be able to get full 1080p capture of the BIOS screens and operating system screens as I fully test the Gigabyte motherboard, which is something I don't really see much of in reviews. They usually just either use screenshots from the motherboard manufacturer's manual or completely ignore the BIOS. So I'll be able to get you in depth with all the options available in that particular motherboard and any in the future. Which will be interesting. I've come across numerous motherboards where the BIOS has left a lot to be desired, and certain settings kind of led to undesirable behavior from the system, just because they were either poorly translated or poorly written, or meaning completely the opposite of what they're actually saying, which I've come across on at least 3 motherboards in the past. On a positive note though, the Gigabyte motherboard's BIOS seems to be relatively solid. Haven't had any issues yet. I have done some tweaking to get the memory up to the full clock speed that's rated on the kit, which is 3200 megahertz. Apart from that, we'll see how we go tomorrow morning with the overclock. Being a mini ITX board, obviously there'll be less in the way of VRMs and power phase delivery, or power delivery, sorry, with the power phases. So I'm not sure how fast we'll be able to get the 1600X running, but we're going to give it our best shot on some Noctua air cooling. And a FSP Dagger 600 watt power supply. That particular stream will be going live in about 12-ish hours, I believe. Assuming I wake up early. course that'll be streamed live to YouTube, so if you're not already, please subscribe. And just watch for your notification of that stream going live, because it's not something that I've seen very often, even on Twitch. Is the full in-depth overclocking of a system. You always get, like, for say the liquid nitrogen events, you only usually get, well, glamour shots of everything going on, but with the camera and nothing, you don't really get screenshots of what's going on in the BIOS to see exactly what they're doing. And what settings they're using and what will work for your particular setup. Whoops. Oh. Hello, Stuart. Got any sandstone left? Oh, do not. Very well. So, one of the big topics on the this on the public server. No, we don't have a public server. We do have a subscriber server. As I was saying, one of the more active threads on our forum this like the past couple of weeks has been the idea of AMD Threadripper on Mini ITX. Now, if you've seen the size of the Threadripper socket, which is something 3,000 or 4,000 pins in an LGA socket, you can kind of figure how much of a challenge that's going to be. However, a few of the forum guys have done photoshops and some little design studies and whatnot, and it may actually be feasible from a design standpoint. I don't know if any motherboard manufacturer is actually going to jump behind the idea. The X299 ASRock Mini ITX motherboard was difficult enough, according to ASRock's build chain, just because of the density of everything that needs to go on the motherboard. It'll be kind of insane to have something, say, a 32 core Mini ITX motherboard. (32 cores, 32 gig of memory. Okay, very, what's the word for it? Overkill little workstation. I think one of the major challenges with the that platform, though, is the rumored TDPs thus far. So the highest, how would I put it? The highest TDP so far that we've been told is 180 watts, which is a lot of power for something to fit on a Mini ITX motherboard. I mean, I can foresee it working if, say, there was a whole lot of 125 watt models, because they can be dealt with on a Mini ITX motherboard. But 180 watts, a bit much. What I would like to see is a bit of a Stuart saying the ASRock rep was saying the X99 was not very ITX was not very successful, and that was off-putting for them to do something similar, especially with Threadripper. Well, in saying that, they are coming out with the X299 motherboard that they launched just before Computex. So what I found talking to the rep at Computex was they like doing little design studies and little projects to see how far they can push themselves. So while it might not make business sense, we might see something. What I'd prefer to see though is Threadripper on micro ATX. Strikes that nice balance between small form factor system and actually being able to support everything, or support a appropriate system to go with the Threadripper CPU. Because right now the X299 platform is not looking particularly ideal. Hey, whoopsie. Run away! Stuart agreeing. We need definitely small mainstream cases for MATX. I believe Silverstone have a couple, but we need some. Whoops, too far. We need some more along the lines of the. Well, there's a few cases. The Chimera Cerberus is the one I can think of off the top of my head right now. Just, it is possible to do high power micro ATX in a small form factor if you know what you're doing, but a lot of what we find with a lot of the mainstream cases is they're trying to cater to a huge market, which makes sense from a business standpoint. But you've got kind of a dogged determination to stick with ATX power supplies, which waste so much space. Like having hard drive brackets for 10 hard drives when most motherboards only have 4 or 6 SATA ports. I think companies along the likes of Lian Li or Silverstone need to really step back, have another look at the market and see what is actually possible. To be honest, what I'm really wanting to see right now is actually really good micro ATX AM4 boards, because all we've seen so far have been B350 chipset boards that are really kind of mediocre. There's nothing spectacular on them. They're just, well, middle of the road boards. There's no glory boards like, I don't know, an ROG board as an example. I know the motherboard manufacturers are kind of holding off to kind of see how Ryzen went and whatnot, but I think it's been well proven so far that AM4 is a seller. So I think manufacturers need to kick up the butt and come up with something a bit more enthusiast grade for AM4 that isn't ATX. Daytime yet? Nope. Yeah. Hello, Rahul. I assume that I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Way too late for you, 1:30 in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. There will be a lot of streaming this weekend, so you will be able to catch us at other times. It's just, I'm in New Zealand, so right now it's 7:30 at night, so it's still relatively early. What other things are going on at the moment on the forum? More stuff with Josh's NFC S4 Mini, including wood front panels, which is really cool. I kind of want one, except my graphics card won't fit. A few projects going on. What else is happening? Just the usual awesome conversation from our forum members. You guys rock. So I see we have 5 people watching at the moment. Has anyone got any questions for me? Or for the other people in the chat to answer? I can only come up with so much myself. Which J is who? I'm John. James is the who will be doing a design stream in a while, not today. And Joshua is one of the other ones. Yep, creeper. I'm the easiest one to tell apart because I'm the one with the New Zealand accent. Hello, Nicole. Ah, usernames. Okay. I'm Confusis. So, yeah. John is Confusis. Joshua is Playful Phoenix. And James is Ibophobia. I can't think of an easy way to remember it. Just think the Kiwis. The Kiwis one starts with C, and that's all I can think of. Yes, me and Palindrome. I think the easiest way for that to remember is John. I've got the O as the second letter of my name, and Confusus is the second letter of that. Oh, that also works. So A is second letter in Palindrome, and it's also James. When I first started talking to them, to James and Joshua, I also got quite confused with who was whom. I think I figured it out now. Don't tell them I said that. I seem like I'd be the James and he would be the John. on the internet, I generally go by the name Confusis anyway. More people know me by Confusis than know me by John. So I've had Confusis as a nickname for going on, what, between 15 and 20 years now? And now I feel old. Rahul was saying not many people know who their username is, or vice versa. I hate to say it, but I don't know. I'm sorry. Right, we've got over 2,000 members on the forum. It's kind of hard to keep track of people. I see. That's a valid point. I'm not going to mention what's going on in chat, it's just funny. That's good to see the younger folk are interested in small computers. I hate to admit it, but my first computer when I was, well, how old was I? I was about 15 when I built my first, like, from my own parts. My first computer was ATX, I hate to admit. And saying that this was back in the Socket 462 days where there wasn't actually mini ITX. VIA had not yet come out with it. Mini ITX is only 15 years... Oh, actually no, they came out with it about that year, because Mini ITX is 15 years old now. So if you're just joining us, this is on the Small Form Factor Network private server, available to our gold subscribers. I'm here answering questions about Small Form Factor stuff, just basically warming up the vocal cords and getting ready for the podcast in a few hours, the low volume podcast, which will be streamed right here at on our YouTube channel with James and Joshua also joining me. right now they're sleeping because they live in the United States. Time zones makes everything so much more fun. Ow. Oops. I'm not going to make Stuart a mod, I'm sorry. Right, I'll take some of the sand back to the smelters. So yeah, if you're in the chat, feel free to ask questions. What's our favourite movie, everyone? My favourite movie would be Tron Legacy. Close behind is the more recent Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Ah yes, one of the gold subscriber privileges that we have, and silver subscriber, is access to our Discord channel, which links up to our IRC channel, which also links up to our Minecraft channel, which is awesomes. It doesn't link to the YouTube chat at the moment, for reasons. I won't go into it. medium form factor.net. Well, I suppose Jordan does already own the large form factor.net. Could I play on Mineplex or a server of the sorts? I could. I kind of prefer staying on our little server because it's, well, it's got all my builds on it. In future streams, I will consider going on to other servers. It's just, I've got to figure out what... Just ensuring that their policy is okay with me streaming their content. Went up with the glass. Oh, can't remember. Up here it goes. What's with many Confusis faces? When we started the server, Jordan did a little bit of work on just some little map tweaks, and we each have a few copies of our forum avatar on as maps on the on the server. Because of that, we kind of mark our builds with that, but I only really have one area, so all of mine have kind of ended up in one spot. Hence the shrine to myself. I'm not vain, honestly. Who's Jordan? Jordan is Jord. Capital J0RD. And yeah, according to Jordan, nobody knows for sure. Which I would say is about right. Jordan's been a member of the, well, the various small form factor communities since basically almost day one. Seems like too big a house, I think. I don't think it's small enough. That's my base of operations at the moment. Some of the projects that I've got going on the server are quite sizable, so I do need a large amount of supply space. Hello, MineTube. There's an auto smelter on the server, by the way. Yeah, that's cheating. I really should get. Should I get into Victoria? I don't know if I've got the time to completely and utterly kill on that. I hear it's as addictive as Minecraft. Which is probably not a good thing for me. How much of my life do I want to forfeit? I don't really have much spare. No, I don't have anything spare, so none. Does that count? Is that a good answer? Okay, so if I don't have time to forfeit, or how much my life, I don't have part of my life to forfeit, it's not the game for me. Okay. I think I'll just waste away my days playing Minecraft instead. MindTube is asking, what computer do I have? I have a custom-built small form factor computer with a Athlon 860K, a R9 270X graphics card, 300 watt power supply, and a couple of solid-state drives. Also running 3 22-inch monitors, mostly for content production. Oh, and 16 gig of RAM. When I'm bored, Funks is saying when I'm bored with Minecraft, he'll get me up and running. I don't think I would ever get bored of Minecraft. I've been playing this for... Oh, how long have I been playing? 6 years? Oops, I got spare ones. MindTube, okay, that's a lot of words. 1 second, I'll type up my rig in the YouTube chat. Just a moment. I forgot to unmute the microphone. Whoopsie. Yeah. With graphics cards, I never trust anything until the actual product comes out, so we'll see what happens. Everyone loves to speculate, but without any hard evidence, it's kind of challenging. He left his pants behind. I don't want these. Yeah, as long as the... How would I put it? As long as the Vega Nano doesn't have the power draw concerns of the previous Nano, I think we'll be okay. I think the problem we're going to have is AMD the past few generations, as they develop each graphics architecture, they'll come up with like amazing power savings, or like they can run lower wattages and whatnot. So instead of actually producing these cards with lower wattages, what they do is just crank up the clocks to take up all those savings that they made. So while we do get high-end cards, we don't get the real, well, the low wattages that we need for our smaller computers. What I really want to see out of Vega and the next generation of graphics card is just more low-profile stuff. What's the server address again? Check the forum, Stuart. I'm not announcing that live on the stream. The link is in the gold subsection of the forum. So, on that topic, this server is available to our SFF forum gold subscribers. Ow. It is a private server. We play survival, as you can tell by the fact that I'm getting shot by a skeleton. So with that, I'm going to sign off, save some of my voice, because I'm ill at the moment, unfortunately. Save some of my voice for the low volume podcast in 3.5 hours. So that'll be on the same channel. We'll post up in the forum when it's going live. Our gold and silver subscribers have access to our private Discord channel during the event, so they can talk to us directly. And thank you for joining us. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. There'll be more stuff coming on. Check the forum, because there is more streaming happening this weekend, and heaps more content on the forum. And thanks for joining me. Ta-ta.